welcome you here. And we have a number of guests as well as other announcements we want to make. So I want to start today with Kesha Drake, Executive Director of Bradfield, and Emmanuel Curtis, who's also associated with Bradfield, to talk about an upcoming celebration. Come up, please. Good morning.
Good morning to everyone. Well, Bradfield Community Center is celebrating 80 years in the Lima community, and we are so excited to reach this legendary time. And I'm happy to be part of the celebration. Being from Lima and coming back, you never imagined growing up that something will be in the community that long, but to be able to be spearheading the celebration and knowing the legacy and knowing the people that have come through the building and the doors, I'm thankful to be able to celebrate this with the community. And it's the community that has allowed us to continue on and has supported us over the last 80 years. So we are gearing up for that celebration. The actual anniversary is July 3rd, so there will be some big kickoff on that date of to celebrate reaching those years in this community. And Emmanuel's going to talk a little bit more about the actual celebration day.
Well, being a board member and being a long time, only Lima community member, I'm proud of what the Bradfield has done. I'm proud of the opportunity to bring Ayanna Gregory in as our guest speaker. She is the daughter of Dick Gregory, a comedian, human rights and civil rights activist, very well known and also very active during some of the most trying times in our country. And she will align with the mission of the Bradfield, and that's to be a great service to all people, and even the original mission, which was to provide a service for those who were excluded from other agencies or places. And so this is a great opportunity for the community to show support for the Bradfield, who has shown its staying power over the 80 years and will continue. She is a very talented young lady. She emphasizes the arts and social justice, which will, again, align with everything that we have going on with the Bradfield as it relates to after-school programming, summer programming, wellness programming, senior programs, and, again, just our overall mission to be a great service and impact to our community.
So we're asking that the community join us on August 16th at the UNOH Event Center and come out and help us celebrate this time that in these years that we've been in the Lima community. For those who have walked through the doors, who have been impacted, we want to celebrate with everyone in the community. So tickets will actually go on sale on July 3rd, which is our actual anniversary date. And so that's when we'll kick off all the ticket sales. We're also, for those that are out of town that want to be a part of this anniversary, we're also doing a fundraiser that will be online. And so we're just looking forward to being able to celebrate with the Lima community and sharing stories and the impact that the Bradfield has had on their lives.
Very good. Thank you. I should just mention that the Allen County Museum just recently published I think quarterly, they publish kind of white papers on historic circumstances in our community. And they just published, and I just read over the weekend, a history of World War I and Allen County's contribution to the effort. And in that, I learned that Dr. Bradfield was a veteran of World War I. And his role actually was highlighted in that. So that is something you may want to actually get copies of, distribute. I mean, it's a significant essay on the Allen County veteran involvement and support, community support for the U.S. military efforts in World War I, and Dr. Bradfield is very much a part of that story. So, 80 years. That's a great milestone and really something that should be celebrated. Nick Kellis is here as well from the Heartland Image Foundation with some announcements about activities that they are involved with. Good morning, Nick.
Thank you, Dave. Good to see you. Yeah, the boot camp is back. We're in our 8th year in one way or another. So, and I hope that we'll get the kids from the Bradfield Center to come out. We're actually sending somebody over today to talk to y'all because the point is to teach the kids to capture media in a responsible way, and hopefully kids will be shooting your event on the 16th, as we'll be doing hopefully Third Thursday and Toast of the City, and we're going to let the kids run free. So, send the kids over. There's a suggested donation, but we just want the kids to be part of it. So, Hometown has already covered us. I won't delve too much on the acting intensive this weekend, but I will say the important thing is to think about, perhaps to rethink, is the economic impact and workforce development of what we're trying to do with the boot camp and the movie that was made last year. We poured $101,000 into our local economy last year. That's real money. Our budget was just under $500,000. $250,000 almost came out of Lima through surgeons at OIO and Dr. Agarwal at the Vein Care Center. So this is what we're trying to build is a what I call a content factory. And with we see it all the time with economic development, you need a workforce. So it's great for the kids, but also it's crucial that we develop the next generation because I need people to come work because I intend to make a lot more stuff here. So kids can look for this. There are 4 tracks that kids can study. You've got tech, of course, all the art crafts, all the art skills, and then writing and directing and producing. The kids will make their own movies. The donations that the parents can put in, the kids will have their own budgets. They'll run their own accounting. They'll use the Veterans Memorial Civic and Convention Center. Abe and Matt have given us a tremendous deal, and Maria Sanko is our chairperson and donor, but also Ineos has just donated, and yesterday we just got a donation from the Allen County Community Development Fund. We're about 1/3 of our way through funding, but the goal is to get as many kids as possible to show up on the 9th and watch the movie A Walk with Grace, which is our movie made in Lima, and then use that as a reference all week, go through a job skills fair. I've talked to Rachel Richardson out at OSU. We're trying to run this like a college experience. The kids, if you look at this, the kids have to get their credit hours. They have to complete their classes, and they have to finish their projects, and that's what will happen. And circling back around this weekend, we talk a lot about the arts coming to Lima. From an economic standpoint, if you have a business that wants to come here or you're bringing in workers, the richer we are as an artistic community, the more people will want to come here. So I've pulled a favor. My friend Jason Narvey, who is Skull from the Power Rangers for over 300 episodes, but also is and so the younger people in the room smile, but also the chair of the Concordia Theater Department in Chicago is coming in for free and is teaching kids from 10 to 2. There is lunch. Parents can come at the Civic Center, and then we'll do Shakespeare for all ages from 2 to 4. We hope everybody will come out. There's talk of how we can bring Shakespeare to Lima. Jason has worked with the National Shakespeare, or the National Shakespeare Center. He was just at the Old Globe in London, and we're going to bring all the usual suspects together in Lima and see what we can do to bring that to town. And then from 4:30 to 7, we will teach acting for the camera for adults, all at the Civic Center. Come out, take a class. It's going to be a dynamic workshop, and hopefully the beginning of much more great things to come.
So if folks want to sign up, they do that how?
You go to heartlandimage.org under Acting Intensive. Just go to Students, hit the Acting Intensive tab. You can also find us on Facebook at the Heartland Image Facebook page. There's an Acting Intensive link you can hit. There's also a Shakespeare link. We'd love you to sign up because Jason just asked for a head count. But if not, come down, see what we're doing, become a part of something kind of cool.
Very good.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. And this year's chair of the Star Spangled Spectacular is our own Mr. Stolly, and he's here to talk about the upcoming Star Spangled Spectacular next week.
The event you're referring to, Mayor, is with 75 degrees sunshine, right?
Yes,
Okay,
that
okay,
event.
that event, okay. Yeah. We're pleased to announce the 25th annual Star Spangled Spectacular event going on in Oak Park. Of course, the sponsors, again, Tom All, Family of Dealerships, City of Lima, Superior Federal Credit, Hometown Stations, and St. Rita's. So with that said, we're going to give you a quick kind of outlay of what the day is going to look like. We'll start off, as we have in the past, with the Freedom Fun Run and Walk. One addition this year, we do have some changes, this being the 25th anniversary. We're actually adding a 10K to the event. So that'll happen about 8:45. Then the traditional 5K rolls out at 9:45. We have the Freedom 1 Mile Run Walk. Again, all those sponsored by the Orthopedic Institute of Ohio. At 11, we have our Freedom Fun Ride, which starts right behind our building there at Collett and works its way out to Heritage and back. There's a series of questions and trivia things that are being asked. As you come back, you answer those. The number of times you get those right, your name goes into the barrel, and we give away a bicycle at the end of that event. And that all sponsored by Cranker Cycling. Our transportation will begin about 1 o'clock. The shuttle buses in and around from St. Rita's down to our place, to the park, and the handicap parking, which is there by Diamond 2 at the bottom of Cole Street. Those will get everybody to the bowl. Moving on to the food concessions, they'll open up about 12:30, 1 o'clock as well. 1 o'clock, back again this year, is the Fishing Derby, which will take place at the Bear Pit Pond by the Children's Fountain. The pond will be stocked again this year, and we'll be giving away a rod and reel to every youngster that gets involved in that event through a grant that we worked on with our folks at ODNR. So it's an opportunity for kids to get out and get involved and go home with a rod and reel. We'll also be tagging fish to give away some prizes, food prizes such as QP and a few others. So again, a great chance to come out and enjoy the day doing some fishing. At 5 o'clock, the second annual QP hamburger eating contest. Now, that's going to take place at the pavilion. There's an actual championship belt that goes with this contest that it's able to be enlarged or last year, I believe the number of QPs was 8. Again, that's consumed and kept in the system. So 8 QP hamburgers last year won it. If you think you can get it, we've had a couple of qualifiers. One the other day at the Locos game, in between games, a doubleheader, and then so those folks will be gathering about 5 o'clock on the Rotary Pavilion stage. Again, sponsored by the QP. Then 3 o'clock, our rides are going to get underway. Again, those are free of charge for our kids, 3 to 9. All the mechanical rides that you see down there at the park. The Veterans Cruise-In car show, again, honoring our veterans, sponsored by Childs and Lehman. That'll take place at 3. Great shot to get down and look at some terrific vehicles. The Locos are at home that night, 5:35 against St. Clair. That game, again, at Simmons Field. Main stage entertainment starts at 6. Again, Brother Believe Me, and then the Lima Area Concert Band. And then at 10, the event that everyone waits for is the fireworks. Again, this being the 25th year, there's added fireworks, added music, some just different changes. You're going to want to be in the bowl area for this one, folks, if you get a chance to get out for that event on the 4th. The mayor's promised us beautiful weather. Get out, enjoy a great day with family and friends, and some terrific food, and a great fireworks show. Anything else? Any questions? No, we don't have any questions. We're good? Thank you.
Thank you. This is always a terrific effort and a great family occasion. I know all my kids and grandkids are coming home, and that's good. And I'm sure this serves as kind of a reunion time for a lot of people. So we want to Encourage people to show up at the park, participate in these activities. We appreciate the generous involvement of so many of the companies and other stakeholders who are involved with this, and doesn't happen with no resources. It happens because there's lots of resources that people are willing to dedicate to it, as well as volunteers. I mean, the steering committee actually works from the close of the one-year event all the way to the next year, and it's a major effort that is made in order to make certain that this remains really a fun and outstanding event. So we appreciate that. We have a couple of announcements about employment opportunities with the city, and I want to invite Chief Martin and Warner Roach up to talk about hiring that's taking place in their departments and the civil service tests that are now scheduled and will be occurring. So, Chief, you want to start?
I'd rather go first. That way I don't have to worry about following up Warner's act, which I'm sure is going to be better than mine. But as the mayor mentioned, we are going to be, or I should say the Lima Civil Service Board is going to be giving a competitive written examination for a position of police officer within the city of Lima. And a few things I'd like to note about that. Most importantly, I believe sometimes many people have been discouraged from taking the test because they've been under the impression that they have to have their peace officer certification in order to be hired by the Lima Police Department. That is not true. We often hire people who do not have a peace officer certification already, and we send them away to the police academy. When we send someone away to the police academy, they are still on the payroll. They are still being paid the same as if they were starting out right away on the street. And that starting pay, actually, for a police officer, I want to make sure I get this right, starts out at $21.24 an hour plus benefits. So again, we're not exactly talking minimum wage here. It is a good paying job, good benefits. And I often hear from people saying, well, I don't know how your guys do their job. I don't know how those officers do their job every day. I'm going to tell you, I don't know why a lot more people don't want to do our job, because though it does have its risks, it has its dangers that are inherent upon the position. It does have certain aggravations that come with the job, but it's also a job where every day when a police officer goes to work, that police officer has an opportunity to make someone else's life better. Sometimes it is by actually physically saving a life. Other times it is by just improving people's quality of lives. But you can go home at the end of every day knowing that you did something to make this community better. So I would really like to encourage people, if they even remotely think that they have an opportunity, or that they would have a desire to become a police officer, that they take advantage of this opportunity to get involved in the hiring process. The test itself will be given on Saturday, July 21st. At 1 p.m. at the Veterans Memorial Civic and Convention Center. But the applications are currently being accepted by the Lima Civil Service Board, and they will be accepted through July 13th at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Those applications are available on the city's website. But the one last thing I would like to mention about the civil service process for police officer is that on July 12th, at 6 o'clock in the evening, we will be offering a tutorial session for anyone that's interested. There we will provide information that will likely help people to be able to perform a little bit better on their examination. As in addition to that, it will help them to have some better idea of what to expect once they've taken the written examination, because the process for police officers is actually somewhat lengthy. After the written examination is given, then there is a physical agility test that has to be passed, and there's a background check and some other steps in the process, and we will be able to provide detailed information at that tutorial. And so again, that's going to be on July 12th at 6 o'clock in the evening, and it will be held at the community room at the Waterford Townhome Apartments down at Hopanova in Lima.
Very good. Thank you, Chief. Warner?
Good morning. We too are going to be accepting applications. We are currently accepting applications up until July 13th, same date. This is for the Department of Public Works Street Division. Okay, and CDL is required. That's commercial driver's license is required for this position. It's Construction and Maintenance 1. And so the deadline is July 13th. We're accepting them from now until then, Monday through Friday from 9 to 4. The deadline for filing again is July 13th. And the date of the examination is Saturday, July 21st. Again, same thing as the Chiefs. The time is from starts at 9 o'clock, and there will be no admittance until, before 8:45. The place will be the Civic Center, and you can pick up applications here at the reception desk, and applications plus $1 filing fee must be returned to the Civil Service Board, RTA building on the second floor. So we want people to think big, because we do it all. We do, and we're really looking for people who want to show their talents. It's a great job. We do roads, drainage, traffic operations, mowing, landscaping, engineering, facilities maintenance, construction, signs, snow removal, pothole repairs, capital projects, fleet services, tree maintenance, catch basins, alleys. The list goes on and on and on and on. It's an opportunity for folks to really learn how to not only plow snow in the street, but drive a front-end loader or a backhoe, assist in sign repairs. It's a great job, and we highly recommend folks come and try it out.
The requirement for CDL is in order to actually be appointed. It's not to take, you don't have to have.
You don't have a CDL to take the test,
Take the test.
but to be appointed a job, you have to have CDL. And there is a program. There's a couple of programs out there that we can help folks get. Yep. Mhm.
All right.
Thanks.
Very good. Thank you, gentlemen. We know that, the job market is pretty robust right now. There continues to be about 1,500 jobs within a 10-mile radius of Lima, so we know in that marketplace we're competing for talent. But I think that the opportunities, as you've just heard them described, are really good, solid career jobs. These are jobs where people will, be in, at least with a police officer, 25 years to retirement, and with public works jobs, it's 30 years to a retirement. And good wages, great benefits, and we want to encourage people to participate in the hiring process. So with that, we'll break down for interviews. Thank you all for your time.